everyone. Welcome to the next session of Strength of Materials. In this session, we will start with the discussion of the next topic, which is theory of torsion. We'll first discuss about what is torque. Torque is a moment that acts on a plane perpendicular to the longitudinal axis of the member. Now, let's assume that this is my beam. This is the length L. So this becomes the longitudinal axis. Now suppose if I apply a moment to the axis which is perpendicular to the longitudinal axis, that is, say this is a 3D body now, this is my beam. Now here this is the longitudinal axis, as you can see. On this plane, if I apply a moment like this is nothing but my term torque. So that is what is torque. Electrical power is generally transmitted from the motor to the compressor. This is something that you're already aware of, that a motor is used to, you run the motor which has some RPM which is then transferred to the compressor, and that is how it is going to work. Suppose there is a turbine which is connected to a generator. So if you want to run the turbine, you can use a generator which is going to generate the power or the torque, I would say, for running the turbine. Motor to a pump. So this is another connection for a pump. If you want to run it, you will need to attach it to a motor. Now everywhere the electrical power is transmitted through a shaft. Now I think you are aware of a shaft. Shaft is a circular rod-like object which is connection between two objects, for example a pump and a motor. So if the motor is running at a particular RPM, that is a speed, so your shaft will start rotating. When the shaft rotates, the electrical power is then transferred from the motor to the pump. Now shaft is a circular bar which is subjected to two equal and opposite couples acting about the axis, which is known as torque. Now why am I saying so? You must have just seen this example. See, this is a shaft or a beam or something. Now this is a circular bar. I have drawn rectangular. You can assume that this cross section is circular. So when I have a circular bar over here, and this is the torque as I have shown you. Now when you want to turn this, obviously at the other end there has to be either a fixed, or you can say there is a opposite torque acting. Only then you will be able to apply some amount of torque. Let's take an example of the shaft or the rod or the fan. Everyone is aware of it. The fan is generally connected to a shaft like this, and here is your fan blades. Okay, so you have your blades here, and this is a rod which is connected to a hook at the top. So when you have the shaft attached, this end is fixed, and at this end, the bottom end, is where you're going to apply your torque, and that's how the fan starts rotating. Now obviously this shaft is going to be under the effect of torsion, or torque is applied as what you can say, and the other end is fixed. Now when I say fixed, you can remove the fixed if you understand the concept of strength of materials, and you'll be able to replace it with a torque in the reverse direction. So that is what we mean here by the term two equal and opposite couple. A shaft subjected to torsion, not accompanied by any other force such as bending or axial force, is said to be subjected to pure torsion. This is very important. We are studying about the theory of torsion. When I say theory of torsion, we are actually talking about pure torsion, which means the shaft is not going to be subjected to any other type of force. It can be bending, axial, or any other type. It will be purely subjected to torque. Now let's take some examples. You have seen a screwdriver. You have seen drill bits. Drill bit is attached to the fore end of your drilling machine for drilling a hole in the wall. Helical springs, propeller shaft in the aeroplanes. You can see the figures here. This is a screwdriver. This is a screw. So when you bring the screwdriver on the screw and you turn it around, that is what is called as torque. The screw then moves into the wall or into any object. So you can say that you are applying torque to attach the screw into a particular machine or into the wall. Now here you can see this is drill bit. These are various types of drill bits which are used. The most common is the first one, which everyone has definitely seen. This is attached to the fore end of your drilling machine, and you can drill a hole in the wall. Key is something which everyone is aware of again. Key is something which you put into the slot of your lock, and when you turn it to the right or to the left, it depends on what kind of torque is being applied over there, you can open the door. This is a helical spring. You can see over here, you can actually attach it, and you will see that there is torque applied over here. So this is example of helical spring. This is a propeller shaft. Obviously there is torque applied. The other end has to be fixed. So this is a propeller shaft for an airplane. You have also seen the propeller shaft for helicopters or for the ships. At the back end of the ship you can see there is a propeller attached. Okay, let's talk about the difference between torque and bending moment. This is very important. Most of the people are not aware about the difference between the two. Though the formula for calculating torque and bending moment is that of moment. Moment is calculated as force into distance. So it is written that is, which is force multiplied by the moment arm distance, which is the same. There are a few differences between the two, which we need to note. Bending moment acts in the plane of bending. Let's take the example of the same beam, suppose. So this is my beam. If I apply a force like this, the beam is going to bend. Now, if this beam bends, you can see that this force is applied. It acts in the plane of bending. This is very important. So this is the plane of bending. This is the plane. So you can see that this is the same plane in which you are applying your bending moment. While torque acts in the plane that is perpendicular to the longitudinal axis of the shaft. This is something I just explained to you. Now, bending moment causes the beam to deflect from its original position. You can see here, the beam was originally straight. The beam will bend like this. So, the straight beam will bend like this. So, obviously, there is some displacement is what you can see. So, I have written it is to deflect from the original position. That is, it causes bending. While torque causes twisting of the beam. This is very simple to understand. Suppose if you have a rod like this, and if you apply a force in this direction, in angular direction, so obviously your rod will start twisting, and you can see your twist marks on the rod. Bending moment generates bending tensile or compressive stress. Here you can see when I apply this load P, the stress which is generated will be either of tensile or compressive type. Now let's talk about this beam, the beam which has bent like this. I'm drawing the front view. You can see here the top layers are subjected to compression, and these bottom layers which were initially straight have now become curved like this. So what happens is there is tensile forces here, and here there will be compressive forces. So we can say that there is compressive stress generated in the top layers up to a particular layer which is called as a neutral axis or a neutral layer, because at this layer the compressive and tensile forces are exactly equal. They cancel out. So there is zero stress at that layer, and then here the layers below will be subjected to tensile stress. So that's what is mentioned here. While torque generates shear stress in the material of the shaft. So when you are talking about torque, what is generated is tau S. Tau S stands for shear stress. So this is the basics about what is torsion, what is pure torsion, what is torque, and what is bending moment. So I hope you have understood this concept. In the next session, we are going to derive the torsional formula. See you in the next session. Thank you.